Rosie, I've got to start first question. The moment that kind of the eviction happened, there was all over Twitter and online all these gifs. This is what Rosie's doing now. What did you do at that moment when Zara was told she had to leave the villa?
I was actually dancing around the hotel room.
I thought you might have been. I thought you might have been.
That was trying to catch her on camera, but I was like, no, Hales.
But that was the karma you were talking about, wasn't it, really?
Yeah, I think a lot of what Zara did to me wasn't actually shown, and yeah, it was just nice to see that she didn't stay in there too long.
No, she didn't.
Well, that messed up the whole dynamic of the relationships that had been, for right or wrong, the relationships that had been building up throughout the whole evening.
I know. I mean, the whole thing was an absolute shock, I thought. And she let out a howl. She sounded like a wounded animal. She sort of shrieked in agony. What was notable, of course, was that he did not say, I'm sure much to your joy, I will wait for you forever, my dearest, darling, beloved. And his eyes seemed to be revolving around thinking, now what, didn't they, immediately?
Do you think he's going to stray?
Yeah, definitely. I wasn't shocked by his reaction at all. I just didn't feel that he genuinely wanted to go with her or genuinely wanted to wait for her. I just think he's in there for the Love Island experience. And
See, when I was watching it, I was thinking it's this kind of mentality now where it's almost like until he's old enough to settle down, no matter even if the most perfect woman was right in front of him, he's almost got that sort of swipe left mentality where you just go next and new and fresh. And that's the exciting bit. It's not the person who's there looking at you.
no, he's constantly looking for more. And I think when you're constantly looking for more, you're never going to be content with someone you have. And relationships are hard. Nobody's perfect. And if he's going to keep looking for Mrs. Perfect, she's never going to be there.
Did you feel sorry for her at all when she came out and she said, I think, you know, I may have found love in the villa? Did you feel for her?
I do feel for her because obviously I was in that situation where I felt that it was real and then it turns out it wasn't. So I hope for Zara's sake it's real, but I don't see it.
Is it love, though?
No, I don't think it's love. I don't.
For any of you, really, until I mean, I think maybe for Jack and Danny, that we're beginning to touch upon love now. But when someone says, you know, come out, oh, I loved you, I felt for you. I mean, it is early days on a relationship.
It's early days, but then you meet people who've been married for years and fell in love at first sight.
Yeah, you do.
People who ran away and eloped at the weekend, having met on a bus, and they're still happy all those years later. So it can happen. And also, when it feels real, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And if people say, it can't have been real, you were on a television show, how real did it feel to you at the time?
Oh, very real. You spend 24 hours with this person, and if you put that in dating context, it's a lot of dating.
Yeah. Well, then we've got to do the other big story.
Oh, my gosh.
And this is Wes and Laura and Megan. And...
Drama. It was horrifying, don't you think? Talk about rubbing someone's nose in it and strolling triumphantly through the room and going off and making an issue of the fact that you're copping on frantically outside. That's mean, isn't it?
I think so. But she was your friend in there. So, like, I mean, you know, she said, I don't have many girlfriends. She found a friend in you.
Yeah.
Did you not feel quite let down by your friend that she could behave like that?
Yeah, definitely. I'm disappointed in Megan, and I feel if I was in there, I would have had a chat with her first and just said the right way to deal with this is to approach Laura before Wes. And I feel like Samira should have done that when she was sort of egging her on to go up to Wes first. So I was a bit disappointed in Samira and Megan last night.
Well, I mean, she's not been playing her cards close to her chest. I mean, she was very open. They went up onto the terrace, up on the roof, and essentially asked him to kiss her. Oh. He actually said at that moment, I don't think that would be the right thing to do. And then when they finally did kiss him, you look at it and think, oh my God, you couldn't wait one day.
No, I know.
I mean, she's certainly not a sort of blushing innocent, is she?
Definitely
She's
not.
so deeply offended at the estimate of the number of men that she slept with being 37. I mean, I have no idea what the true figure is, but I was amazed that she seemed to be so modestly blushing when, I mean, that thing about, are you going to kiss me? And also the very suggestive, I won't reenact it here because people will just be too aroused, but I mean, the sucking of the finger and all that.
She knows
I mean, blimey, that was all a bit obvious, wasn't it?
We can't entirely blame her for everything because Wes, I mean, Wes did just suddenly, like, 1 minute he's like, I'm falling for you, and then the next minute, I mean, I feel sorry for Laura. I really do. I know they weren't necessarily going to be getting married. I'm not sure it wasn't going to eventually work out. However, you know, I think Laura's behaved quite well with this. She apologised for calling her that name, which I was quite pleased she did because I just don't want any girls to use that word against each other. But she's broken. I mean, she's a broken woman.
Devastated. Did you think that they had mileage in their relationship?
Laura's always sort of confided in me, being the second oldest girl in the villa. I felt like she could talk to me about things, and she's had her insecurities about Wes from the beginning, which is why we voted for them as the least compatible couple, because I felt Wes's real test would be on the outside with a lot of female attention, but obviously his true colours have already shown.
But Meghan seems to have a sort of resting sneer face, doesn't she?
Is that nerves, or is that just... I don't understand what that is.
It's not nice.
Oh.
I saw a side of Meghan last night that I haven't actually seen.
Really?
And I was very shocked, and it made me quite sad because she was one of my best friends in there. She still will be one of my best friends. She just handles it completely wrong.
I think she's been heartless, though, and unnecessarily cruel.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole setup is going to make somebody suffer and feel dreadful, as you know. It's a horrible thing to watch someone copping off with someone right next to you when you really have feelings for them. But you don't have to make a big parade out of it like that.
It's
it was horrible.
just that, yes, there was the parade through the bedroom, which Wes says later on that he really, really regretted.
Yeah, sorry, not sorry.
Yes, exactly. Who believed that? No one.
But, it's what I thought was the cruelest thing of all was that smirk to Laura.
Yes.
I just thought that was mean.
So do I. I don't know what.
very
It's not a nice... I mean, you say you will continue to be friends with her, but that's not a good thing in a friend, is it?
No, and as a friend, I would have approached her and took her to one side and just said, you're handling this completely wrong.
Can't do it.
And I think only Georgia did that, didn't she?
Georgia's coming up brilliantly. She was one that got into bed with you. She was the one that was straight there. I love Georgia at the moment. She's really gone up in my estimation.